to serve you folks. They came from up the road. Came from up the road.
First things first, this house is in Baltimore County, so it's different than Baltimore City. Advantages of Baltimore County versus the city. The county, it's a little bit easier to do evictions. In the county, the property tax rate is a little bit lower. And in the county, the water bill is a lot cheaper. So there's advantages to being in the county. And this is just my opinion. People have a different feel or value for the county. Like, people will probably be willing to pay more to live into the county than to live in a similar neighborhood in the city. It's just seen as more valuable. So that's first things first. So that's a plus. It's in the county. It's in the western part of the county. So that's not a really good or bad. Not really. I think the school that you will be assigned to, the district school, was what I was trying to say, is I think Catonsville High School. So that's a decent high school. That's important, especially if you're gonna get a family in there. Certain things that I like and don't like. I like the location, all the things that I said before. I like that it's a duplex and it's separately metered. I like the house, that it has a garage. I like the house that it's a up-down duplex. I don't really like the side-by-side ones. A couple things about this house: the listing. The listing has been taken down, but the listing had 2 bedrooms on the first floor and 3 bedrooms on the top floor. So that 3rd bedroom doesn't exist. So upstairs is a 1-bedroom because technically you need a space to be like a living area. So it's really 2 1-bedroom apartments. So that changes the numbers when you're doing it completely, because a 3-bedroom apartment is going to rent for less than a 1-bedroom apartment. So that's kind of like a big difference that you have to address when you're doing your numbers. So that's why sometimes, especially with like duplexes and the more real estate investor centric that type of house, the more due diligence you have to do on the front end and actually go see it. Like, if you went and put an offer on this house and you went doing your numbers off a 3-bedroom house, you would have been screwed. So I don't like that. I don't like the price of the house. This house was listed at $165,000. That is way too much for the condition of this property, as you can see. Because it's gonna need work with the bricks. You're gonna need to put new grout in. That structure out back doesn't look safe at all, so you're gonna have to do something with that. The garage has holes in the ceiling. There's mold in the basement. This house is gonna be like a full gut, I'd probably say. It depends on how you do it. I was actually gonna see this house from one of my friends. His name is David. I was helping him out, just going and giving him my opinion on the house. So for him, he doesn't have like the cash to buy it. He's like one of us, where he doesn't have the cash himself to buy it. So either he would have to find somebody to loan him the house to buy the house and fix the house up, or he would have to, go to the FHA and get a 203K loan. So if you do the 203K loan, my opinion, never done it, because you're gonna have a contractor that there's all the proper licensures and all that kind of stuff. I've heard that it's more expensive to do it that way. Not the proper licensors and stuff, but like, because they know you're getting the money from the bank, it's like a disconnect. Like, they're not hitting you over your head, they're hitting the bank over their head. So I feel like if he probably went to one of them and they charged him a premium, they probably would charge him like $60K to fix his house up, because it's a big house. It needs like slight structural work done to it. It has that thing out back that probably won't be deemed safe. You're gonna have to like refinish that whole back room in the basement because there's all that mold. There's just a lot of things that need to get addressed. You're gonna have to update the house, maybe open up the kitchen upstairs. It needs a whole update to command the rents that are even like projected. Because a rent like that, you probably had to do like a deep discount, and I don't think you want to do that, especially at $165,000. So this is a property that had potential, but when we went to go see it, it just isn't going to make any sense, because it's what's known as a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. I think it's Fannie Mae home path property. It's known as a home path property. What that is the home path to home ownership. So it gives non-investors the ability, like if you want to live in it, and you see a house is a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, one of those two home path properties, that's a good thing because you have time to go see it and you have good time to put your bid in because there's a 2-week period where no one could buy the house that doesn't want to live in it. So investors have to wait 2 weeks so they can put their offers in, which is great for you because you can get in there if you want to buy the house. You can get in there, see it in the first week, put your offer in, and it's basically, if no one else puts the offer in, even if some investor gonna put more money in, it's kind of like basically yours. So if you can do it quickly, because it's a bank-owned property. It's designed for people to take their house over who want to live in it. So if you can find a duplex or something like that, or even just a regular house in this system, it gives you an advantage while you might have to move a little bit slower. So if you see one of those, you might want to go hurry up and see it and try and put your offer in and see if you can get it. So at $164,000 plus $60K in rehab costs, probably if you get somebody else who's a little bit cheaper, more competitive on the prices, you might be able to get it done for like 45, but it's going to need a lot of work. 45 with 50. It's going to be like, it's going to be like 50 grand to fix this house up and, you know, do it right and all that kind of stuff. So like 50K, with like if they're taxing you, they probably charge you like 60K to fix it up. Plus stuff that's going to be, that's what kind of like with stuff unseen. So let's say 55, 65. So, add 165 plus you add in the money, especially if you do 203K loan, you have to add that into the loan for the house. So now that house at 165, if it needed some work, like 10, 20 grand worth of work, you're all in for 180, and you're renting out both apartments for $1,200, $1,250. That's not bad. I mean, I think for a 3-bedroom, it would have been, I think the rent I saw on there was like $1,350, $1,400. So that's not bad. You rent out one for $1,400 and you're living in it. Your mortgage for like a $180,000 house, that mortgage would have been around like $180 when it's all said and done. Your mortgage would have been like between like $1,250, $1,300. So that 1 tenant upstairs, you would have been living for free. You would have still put money to the side for repairs, but you would have been living for free. But now the rent is going to be like $1,100, so now you're putting on $200 plus repairs, and that's at 80. So if you get to 220, your mortgage is going to be like $1,500, $1,600 on that house, and so both of them together, like they're both right now for $1,100. That is $2,200, and your mortgage is like 16, 17, maybe, depending on what you like, interest rate and all that stuff. So let's say 15, 16, maybe 17. So $2,200. That's $400 that you could put up to the side, possible, plus repairs. I don't know about that one. You know, it doesn't look as good. But that was just a quick overview. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want to see like the actual analysis, give me some comments, and maybe I'll put them up on my website, nickinvest.com. If you guys like that, I'll put it up on the website at nickinvest.com. So check me out. Till next time.